Today I'll be doing a video on Let Him Go. A couple tried to retrieve their grandson after learning he is being abused by his stepdad. I had gone into this forgetting what the plot was about. The movie follows grandparents played by Diane Lane and Kevin Costner. Their son dies after an accident, leaving his baby and wife behind, and the wife ends up remarrying a man that abuses her and her son. I liked how the movie made it seem like the wife remarrying someone else was like a funeral. It really did a good job at foreshadowing the rest of the movie. The movie is very frustrating because it's basically cat and mouse when the grandparents are trying to find their grandson's whereabouts. And it seems like they're getting the runaround to the point where I started to think the whole town was in on the wife and stepfather's sudden disappearance. I thought Diane and Kevin did a good job trying to keep their cool while visibly being irritated and losing their patience when certain characters were digging around with them. The movie had great thrills, and you can cut the tension with a knife in a lot of scenes. At a certain point, it did get a little too theatrical, and it started to remind me of Devil's Rejects or The Girl Next Door from 2007, where an older woman is controlling her sons. Leslie Manville's performance was cartoony. She was a straight up movie villain. She even looked like Cruella de Vil, all the way down to the white hair and the cigarette. She was one note, and that was just being evil. When she first appeared on screen, I was thinking, oh wow, who is this? Because her presence was interesting. And then I quickly got sick of her. She was very unlikable, as her character should have been, but that's it. She wasn't terribly interesting, just mean. And maybe it's because I've seen this type of woman before, and it was very been there, done that. My favorite character was Diane Lane. She really carried the movie, and my least favorite was the wife that used to be married to Diane's son. Call me insensitive, but I had a hard time feeling bad for her. I really don't feel sympathy for anyone who allows their kid to be abused. You can say, oh, she was afraid, you've never been a battered woman before, you don't know what it's like. But in my opinion, once you have children, it's not all about you anymore. You need to do everything you can to protect your kids. And there was a particular scene that made me loathe her even more. It was when she and the grandparents met up at a diner, and you can clearly see on her face that she was willing to let her stubbornness get in the way of protecting her son. Her and Diane Lane weren't on the best of terms way before this, and she was going to let her feelings about that overshadow saving her son. And I wanted to slap her my damn self. She was just so insufferable at times. Like, she was clearly a victim, but she was so stupid. The movie ended up being really good. I was on the edge of my seat. I was frustrated. I was fidgeting. I was really invested. The finale did kind of get Hollywood for me. It was a little too perfect, and I thought it wrapped up a little too soon for my taste. I kind of like things to be drawn out just a little bit, like have a good pace, but really build up and have a huge splash. But it was still good. I was still satisfied with what happened. And I give it a 6.5 out of 10.